Did you miss me? What's going on, my beautiful people? Welcome back on another episode of Say It With Me, the Golden Gemz podcast, baby. And yes, you here and you're back. And hey, we live, folks. We live and we got some things that we got to get into because did we speak too soon? Did the naysayers, did the doubters, did the propaganda spread too fast? Well, Chad, we're going to get into it all. We're going to get into it all. And we're going to talk about it all. But first, you know what we got to do. Can we please roll the intro, please? Please. Just this one time. Can we roll the intro? Go ahead, roll it, and then we're going to get into it all. Not too much talking at the beginning today, Chad. Let's get straight into it.
Hey, we live now, really.
Hold on. We live? Hold on. Can you see me? Mama, we made it. What's up, chat? Welcome on in, my beautiful people. Hey, welcome back once again to the Golden Gemz podcast, man. You here with your host, the one and only, your guy, the man, the myth, the legend. Whether you want to call me Relly Gemz, whether you want to call me Relly, whether you want to call me Mr. Wilson, whether you want to call me Maine, whatever you do, just don't, please, just don't call me Collect. You understand? But yeah, folks, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it all because today, training camp day 16. I'm not going to lie to you, chat. I'm not going to lie. Hey, it's a marathon for a reason, chat. It's a marathon for a reason, chat. Todd Monken comparing our guy, Shedeur, to Ben Roethlisberger? Comparing him to Lamar Jackson? Saying he that kind of elite playmaker? Oh, my goodness. Todd, hold on, Todd. Todd is a Todd chasing. Is a Todd. Not Todd, but it's a tide. Like the ocean tide. Is it changing? Is the waters getting a little murky? Is the waters a little too deep? Is Deshaun Watson, hey, I know you ain't played in a while, but these dog days of camp, is it starting to get to you, big fella? Well, chat, we're going to get into it all. And we're going to talk about it all. But welcome on in. I miss my beautiful people. How you doing today? For real. Like, how y'all doing? How you doing for real? Let me know in the chat. All right? But make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that bell button. And please do me one more favor. Please. Can you do me one more favor? Can you send us to your mama, your daddy, your best friend of another friend, little Johnny, little Timmy. And don't forget about little Susie, too. You know little Susie needs these gems. And guess what? You know little Josh, he just moved across the street from little Susie. So you know you got to send these gems to little Josh, too. So make sure you send these gems to everybody. All right? Come on now. Don't be selfish. Everybody needs these gems. But without further ado, folks, yeah, today we got a lot to talk about. Today we got a lot to discuss, and today we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. All right, the quarterback tracker for today is already out, so we might as well go ahead and hit that first. All right, the quarterback tracker, it is not the gospel. It is not once again the gospel, chat. The QB tracker, if I'm being real, can we have a conversation? Chat, the QB tracker, you know it's AI, right? Just a little bit. The QB tracker might be a little bit AI. Just saying, chat. So just understand. When you look at these numbers, when you examine these numbers, when you take a deep dive into these numbers, when you go ahead and put the numbers under a microscope, when you go ahead and zoom all the way in and you look real close, just know it might be a little bit of AI. It might be a little bit fabricated. Okay, chat? All right, I just wanted to let you know. But on a serious note, though, hopefully y'all are doing well, man. Let's go ahead and get right into the QB tracker because ain't no need to play around. Today, we're going to get right straight into it. All right, today, August 19th, day 16 of training camp. Our guy, Shedeur, he does what he always do. Shedeur, man, I ain't going to lie to y'all, chat. Like if we having a real conversation, if we really just talking about this quarterback battle and we really having an honest conversation about it, dog, he's been showing up every single day, day after day, time after time, again and again. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's a marathon, not a sprint, baby. It's a marathon, chat. It's a marathon. And Ty Monken, I'm not trying to really listen to what he's saying, but Chad, I told you we only listen to a few people. So if Ty talking, I gotta put my ear close to it. If Ty talking, I gotta go ahead, peek around the corner and see what he's saying. So Chad, we gonna get into some things that Ty Monken said today. But we're gonna also go ahead and take a look at this AI tracker. All right, because that's what we call them from here on out, the AI tracker. So Shedeur Sanders today went 17 to 25, 3 TDs, 0 interceptions. Nice little day in the office, Shedeur. Deshaun Watson today went 11 for 16, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Dang, there should have been 3. We're going to get into it, though, chat. And Dillon Gabriel today, steady and consistent. He took advantage of those reps, 2 completions and 2 touchdowns. But he went 2 for 6. So what you do on them other throws? What you do on them other throws, Dillon? We're going to get into that, too. But Taylor Green, at this point, you know, I feel for you, my guy. I feel for you. Maybe next year, but you're getting that Shedeur treatment. It's all right. It's all right. Because next year, you know, knowing Cleveland, it might be another quarterback battle next year. Who knows? Who knows? Messing around with Cleveland, that's all we're going to do is just have competition after competition. We ain't going to never declare a quarterback. But today, chat, with our guy being steady and consistent, being the smooth assassin, being the steady assassin that he is, dog, at the end of the day, Shedeur continues to just be consistent. He continues to, at the end of the day, show up day after day, time after time, moment after moment. At the end of the day, guys, Shedeur Sanders, man, like, if he don't win this quarterback battle, I'm not even going to trip. I'm not even going to trip, chat. Because at the end of the day, he's continuing to get better. He's continuing to get better. So at the end of the day, that's all I can. That's all we can ask for, chat. Like, that's all we can ask for, is that Shedeur Sanders continues to get better. Regardless if he starts, he comes in second. Regardless of whatever happens, chat. At the end of the day, 2 is consistently continuing to get better. He is actually being developed. So, I mean, yeah, we can be mad, we can be upset. I can be mad, I can be upset. But at the same time, I mean, why? Why? Deshaun Watson was with the 2s today. Shedeur Sanders was with the 1s today. Shedeur Sanders was with the 1s today, chat. Shedeur Sanders, once again, can I say it again for the people in the back? Today, Shedeur Sanders was with the 1s. And when he is with the 1s, he's always steady and consistent. Steady and consistent. That's what we want, and that's what we need from our guy. But the question that I pose to you, chat, is why when Deshaun Watson going with the 2s, why is he throwing interceptions? Because we look at the schedule once again, chat, today was Deshaun Day to just be steady and consistent. Yeah, he wasn't with the 1s, but you got to be steady and consistent with the 2s as well, my guy. So you see the schedule right there. Shedeur on Monday had a solid day. Did pretty well. Yesterday, Deshaun had an okay day. Did all right. With the 1s. Our guy Shedeur did solid with the 2s. Went 10 for 13. Didn't go nothing too crazy. But today with the 1s, Shedeur showed up. Shedeur showed up. But Deshaun, if you're playing with the backups and you had 2 interceptions, really it should have been 3 because 1 was dropped. You see how they got, chat, real quick, just a sidebar, side note, sidebar, side note, sidebar, side note. He really should have had 3 interceptions today. Because one of the interceptions, if we being honest, one of the interceptions, chat, it was dropped. I ain't trying to get messy. I ain't trying to bring up old stuff. I'm not, chat. I'm not. If we going to talk about it, if we going to have a conversation about it, if we going to discuss things, what happened on this play? So really, Deshaun Watson would have threw 3 interceptions today. And he's playing with the 2s. You see that boy Warren? That's y'all new nice little draft pick right there. Warren, you got hands, boy, like you got hands of stones. It hits you in the wrong part, right in the hands. Goddamn. Hit him in the worst spot possible, chat. Hit him in the worst spot possible. Goddamn. We know why you play defense. And chat, I ain't going to hate on my defenders because I play defense too. And there's probably a reason for it. I probably dropped a few of them too. And I have dropped a few of them. It happens. As a defensive back, you know, hey. We play defense for a reason. If we can really catch it like that, we'll be playing on the other side of the ball, if we're being honest. But, Deshaun, are you regressing, sir? Deshaun, are you getting worse? I mean, well, chat, we got to discuss it. We got to talk about it. And you know we got to get into it. Because if we being honest, Deshaun, practicing with the twos, throwing multiple interceptions? No, my friend. No. Not good. But you know something, Deshaun? I am happy that you threw these interceptions today. I'm happy that you threw these interceptions today. Because at the end of the day, maybe, just maybe, you got all that out of your system. So that way you can ball tomorrow versus the Bills. Maybe, just maybe, Deshaun, you got all that out your system. You threw all them interceptions today. So that way you can potentially ball tomorrow. You know what, Deshaun? That's what I think. That is what I think. You threw all them interceptions. You had all that going on today. Because at the end of the day, I mean, hey, you just getting ready for tomorrow. So you say, I might as well, you know, so I can cook tomorrow, might as well throw a few interceptions today. So I respect it. Potentially, that's how it went down. Potentially, that's what happened, chat. But if we're looking back at the numbers, you know, once again, Deshaun, dog. You had a decent day, 11 for 16. You cooked. But on the passes where you didn't cook, they were not good. No. No, my friend. No. Okay? Can't have it. And now, let's turn it to Tony Grossi. Chat, I don't really like Tony, but Tony brought up a good point today, chat. All right, Tony brought up a hell of a point today, chat. And I just kind of want to talk about it. I just kind of want to get into it. All right, so chat, we're going to get into a lot today. We will. Be patient. But today we talking about Deshaun. Because Deshaun, I know it's day 16. Are you getting a little tired, big fella? Is our arm starting to wear down a little bit, big fella? Guess we're going to continue to find out. We shall see what the future holds. But Deshaun, no. Can't have a 2-interception day with the twos. Can't do it. But let's take it to Tony Grossi so he can tell us about how practice went today. Tony, you know I don't really like you, but I need you to talk to my people real quick.
Hey everybody, Tony Grossi back with you at Cleveland Browns training camp. It's day 16 and we are presented by Maloney and Novotny. Two key players involved in that skirmish at the end of Tuesday's practice did not practice today.
So the two key players that he's talking about who did not practice today, as you know, potentially you might have heard yesterday, practice ended early. I didn't really talk about this on the stream yesterday because we had bigger fish to fry. But practice did, in fact, end early today, chat. It did end early today. Practice did end early today. And what practice ended early today, chat? I mean, not today, but yesterday. What practice ended early? Jared Verse had a not so good hit on that guy, Quinshon Judkins. We don't know if Quinshon's hurt. Jared Verse did practice today. He did practice today. Jared Verse did. Quinshon Judkins did not. Jared Verse was in the scrimmage or in the little skirmish that happened yesterday. So I don't know how much we got to look into it. Hopefully, Quinshon Judkins, hopefully you are okay. I pray that you are okay because we're going to need you, big dog. We going to need you. Don't be fooled. Quinshon Judkins, hey. When I say we going to need you, dog, we going to need you. You understand me? We going to need you. But at the end of the day, if we're having a conversation about it, if we're going to talk about it, I'm happy that Quinshon got a day off. He got hit real hard yesterday. Hopefully he's healthy. Hopefully things are good because we're going to need him fresh. We're going to need him fresh because we're going to need a running game regardless. I don't care who start. whether it's Deshaun or Shedeur, even though I really do care. But regardless, we're going to need a running game. Ain't that right, chat? Yeah, that's right. You know that. We're going to need a nice little running game. Come on now. Don't do that. We're going to need it. So, regardless, Tony, you said something interesting. So let's get into it.
One, key practice periods. No update from the Browns on Judkins or Verse why they missed practice today.
Okay. Get to the point, though.
You know, I've talked a lot about interceptions.
You talked a lot about interceptions. Hey, chat, he finna get into it. Hold on, chat. He said he talked a lot about interceptions, chat. Chat, he said he's talked a lot about interceptions, right? Right, you heard him. You heard what he said. I talked a lot about interceptions. Yes, you have. Now, what's going on with all them interceptions, Tony? Talk to me. What's going on with all them interceptions?
During this training camp, because there have been so many of them. We had 2 more today.
Because, hold on, say it again. Repeat that.
Judkins or Verse why they missed practice today.
Hold on, Jack.
You know, I've talked a lot about interceptions during this training camp because there have been so many of them. We had 2 more today, 21 now in 16 practices.
21 interceptions now in 16 practices. Wow.
And I bring it up because both of them were very good defensive plays.
Oh, both of the interceptions was very good defensive plays. Well, who threw those interceptions, sure? Why? Oh, so when Shedeur threw interceptions, they wasn't good defensive plays. Well, we saw a few of them they was on Shedeur. But when Deshaun throw interceptions, they just good defensive plays. But Tony, you said it's been a whole lot of interceptions. Who throwing all these interceptions?
Now in 16 practices. And I bring it up because both of them were very good defensive plays. Both of them were thrown by Deshaun Watson. The first one was a cornerback Trey.
So, Chad, if we're looking at the QB tracker overall, he said it's been over 21-something interceptions. Well, who has, goddamn it, almost half of them? I'm asking for a friend. Tony, even if they're good defensive plays, you know they still count as interceptions, right? I'm just saying. Because if we look at the numbers, the updated numbers today from training camp, remember Deshaun got them 7 TDs, chat, so the numbers could look a little different. Because imagine we ain't get them 7 TDs in one day. Maybe we just gave him about 3 or 4. So maybe let's give him 20 interceptions and 20 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. How'd that look? How'd that stat line look? Not good. But we going to let him keep the stat line he got because we creeping on up on him. Because, chat, if we just go based off the AI numbers, who has more than all the... He just said there's been a lot of interceptions, chat. Who damn near goddamn almost all of them? He got half of them. What are we talking about? But y'all want him to be the starting quarterback. Tony. Hey, Tony, maybe I didn't hear you correctly. Maybe that's it. Maybe, Tony, maybe I didn't hear you correctly. Can you repeat what you said? Tony, I need you to come back real quick. Come back. Can you repeat what you said?
You know, I've talked a lot about interceptions during this training camp.
Well, you talked a lot about interceptions during this training camp, but clearly you ain't talked a lot about us throwing interceptions because, shit, we only got 4 of them things, according to your QB tracker, according to what you put out. But go ahead. Hey, Tony, I'm going to let you finish.
There have been so many of them. We had 2 more today, 21 now in 16 practices.
21 now in 16 practices. Hold on, Tony. So you mean to tell me the other guy got half the interceptions that's been thrown? Interesting. But, Tony, I'm going to let you finish.
And I bring it up because both of them were very good defensive plays.
At least they was good defensive plays, huh, Tony? Tony, you know they still can. Okay, never mind. I quit.
Both of them were thrown by Deshaun Watson. The first one was a cornerback Trey Avery playing at the number 1 corner in place of Tyson Campbell. Wrestled the ball away from Tylan Wallace on a deep throw down the right sideline. And the second one was turned in by Michael Coates, diving interception.
Do we matter, Tony? Who diving interception, doing that? All that don't matter, Tony. It don't matter. And if I'm being fair, chat, if I'm gonna call it straight down the middle, if I'm gonna really be honest with you, like, don't get me wrong, Shedeur has dang near thrown a few interceptions that were dropped. Yes, that's a fact. But Deshaun also, evidence number one, has thrown a lot of interceptions that were dropped. But this is from today. So he would have threw 3 in one practice. And you practicing with the twos? Hold on, Deshaun. Hold on, my guy. No. Tony trying to give you excuses. Tony trying to say, you see how he elaborated? Well, they were really, one guy had to die for it. The other guy had this. The other guy had this. Now, don't get me wrong, Tony. Tony, don't get me wrong. Listen. I understand, you know. Things happen. Shedeur didn't do one of these. We saw it. Denzel had it right in his hands the other day. Dropped it. But, hey, if you don't catch it, just like this one, if you don't catch it, is it an interception? I'm just saying. But you said it's been over 21 interceptions, huh, Tony? Tony, can you repeat it one more time? Last time, Tony. Last time.
You know, I've talked a lot about interceptions during this training camp because there have been so many of them. We had 2 more today,
I'm gonna let you
21
finish.
now in 16 practices. And I bring it up because both of them were very good defensive plays.
Okay.
Both of them were thrown by Deshaun Watson. The first one was cornerback Trey Avery playing at the number 1 corner in place of Tyson Campbell. Wrestled the ball away from Tylan Wallace on a deep throw down the right sideline. And the second one was turned in by Michael Coates.
Wow.
Diving interception on a pass intended for Gage Larvin. Coates had the interception in the Chicago game. The point of this note is that the defense are making good plays on a lot of these interceptions out here.
Huh? You see how you trying to sugarcoat? Chat, come on, man. What we doing? What we talking about, chat? Chat, what we talking about? You see how he just trying to sugar? Even, I'm saying all this to say, the defense is. I bet you if it was the opposite, boys would be going crazy. I bet you if it was the opposite, boys would be going crazy. I bet you if Shedeur Sanders, he threw 2 interceptions with the twos. We knew he threw an interception on Saturday when he was playing against the 3s and the 4s of Chicago Bears. He was playing against the 3s and the 4s of the Chicago Bears. He was playing against 3s and 4s, and he threw an interception. I get that. But Deshaun, you threw 2 today, but it should have been 3. We ain't got to talk about that. It happens. It be like that. But if we look at the numbers from today, from your AI tracker, from the gospel of training camp, that some people say. I mean, chat. It's a marathon, not a sprint, baby. It's a marathon, not a sprint, chat. Is Deshaun Watson starting to fade? You tell me. Because, Deshaun, you throw interceptions tomorrow, we going to hear about it. You don't look good tomorrow, we going to hear about it. But I really believe, Deshaun, you threw them interceptions today to get them out your system so that way you can ball tomorrow. I believe Deshaun Watson going to ball tomorrow, chat. I believe today he got them interceptions out of his system. But I love this week because Shedeur has been steady and consistent all camp. And this week he's been steady and consistent. But Shedeur, tomorrow I don't need you to be steady and consistent. Tomorrow, Shedeur, I need you to show up and show out. Tomorrow, Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur. I need you to do what you know you're capable of doing. I need you to do what you know you're capable of doing. Because, chat, you probably seen it. You probably seen this, chat. To be quite honest with you, I don't even really want to show it. Chat. But why every time we pass this man the ball, Jerry, why he do this? We throw him God, Jerry. Why every time we pass you the goddamn rock, you do this? But if it's a meatball from Deshaun, you're going to jump up. You're going to try to catch that thing in one hand. You're going to bend over twice. You're going to try to catch it between your legs. But how come you don't do this when we throwing you the ball? Huh? Dog. Jerry. Chad, how many times have we seen this during training camp? It's practice, dog. You practice how you play. Jerry. See, Chad, if we being honest, he messing our day up. He messing our day up because we supposed to have 4 TDs today, Chad. And that's an incompletion. We supposed to have been 18 for 25, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, a day where we're practicing with the ones. We were supposed, Chad, I'm just saying our numbers was going to be numbering today. Chad, the numbers on the AI tracker was going to be numbering today. Not ain't going to lie to you. Not going to lie to you, Chad. But anytime we get Jerry Jeudy, anytime we practicing with Jerry Jeudy, he at least good for about 1 or 2 of these. At this point, Jerry, I dare you to think you're doing this shit on purpose. Jerry, I don't want to say it. I know you got stones for hands. But god damn, Jerry. Dog. That's a tutty. Jerry, you messing up our stat line. God dang, Jerry. Chat, you see that's a 10-yard line, right? Chat, God. It wouldn't have been a tutty, but goddamn, it would have been a nice ball. It would have been a nice play, Chat. I thought it was a touchdown, but they got a couple more yards to go, so my bad, Chat, but damn. God damn, Jerry. Damn. Chad, am I tripping, Chad, if I think he's doing this on purpose at this point? Chad, am I tripping? I'm asking you, Chad. Am I tripping? Because at this point, I think he might be doing this shit on purpose. Excuse my French, but at this point, Jerry, dog, come on now. Come on now. Dog, come on now. At least Shedeur is still going to continue to throw you the ball because when you open, he going to give it to you. But Jerry, come on, dog. Come on, dog. I'm not going to spam the clip, Chat, but I'm going to show it at least one more time. Let's just look at it one more time. Hold on, Chat. My bad. They trying to get your boy copyrighted, but it's all right. But Chat, look, he had that great route. Hit him in, hit him out. Shedeur put it right on the money. That's a dime. Look at that spiral. Hey, I thought every single ball we threw was wobbly, Chat. I thought we needed to, get taught to I thought we needed to get taught how to grip the ball and that all our balls was wobbly but that ball looked like that looked like a spiral to me, Chat. Chat, that looked like a spiral to me. That looked like a dot to me, Chat. Don't it? But I wish you would have tripped over the goddamn ball and just hit it and fell and hit your face on the turf. You should have. I wish you should have just failed right there. Would have made me feel a little bit better. God damn, Jerry. Chat, is he gonna get cut? I'm asking for a friend. Because I don't know. Can we cut Jerry? I know we can't, Chat, but golly. Jerry. Come on, man. What are we doing, Chat? Jerry, we're going to stop throwing you the goddamn ball, Jerry. Maybe we can only throw it to our young gunners. Maybe, hey, Chat, you know what it is? Maybe we can only throw it to our young gunners. All right, Chat. Maybe we can only throw it to our young gunners, man. We know he going to catch the ball. We know he'll catch the ball, right, Chat? We know if we throw it up to him, he going to catch it, right, Chat? But Jerry, I ain't gonna lie to you, big dog. I ain't gonna lie to you, Jerry. You gonna find yourself sitting next to Todd Monken. Hey, Jerry, you gonna ask Coach, can I get in? He gonna say, get your ass back. Jerry, you gonna play ass back. Every time you ask to get in, he gonna say, get your ass back. He gonna say, get your ass back. But God damn, Jerry Jeudy. Jerry. We can't have that. Maybe we just got to throw it to everybody else but you. I'm sorry, Chad. We're going to move off of Jerry, but I'm just saying, man. Everybody else who we throw it to, Chad, they know how to catch. Everybody else we throw it to, they know how to use these two things that God gave them. Everybody else know how to do this. How come when we throw it to Jerry Jeudy, that thing just always find a way to hit the ground? Chad, I'm just saying, Chad. I'm just saying. You see two cooking. That boy is steady and consistent, the consistent assassin. But God damn, Jerry. At this point, I'm feeling like, can we cut you? Can we cut you? But anyway, chat. Todd Monken said something very interesting to me earlier today. Todd, can you come to the front of the congregation? And not only did Todd Monken talk today, as he does every day, Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders talked today as well. So we're going to get into their press conferences because at the end of the day, they're the main event. So we're going to get into some things that they said. But, chat, I'm not going to lie to you. If I could cut Jerry Jeudy myself, I would do it in a heartbeat. If I can get Jerry up out of there, I would do it in a heartbeat. Come on, man. Come on, man. Regardless, though, chat, listen to what Todd Monken said about I Got Two. That gave me a little pause. Because yesterday, chat, I ain't going to lie to you. When I got off, I had to really sit back and think. Like, damn, they really doing Shedeur like this again? Like, damn, they really going to start Deshaun? But then today I realized, I'm like, even before practice, even before I saw them interceptions, I'm like, you know what? It's a marathon. It's a marathon. And at the end of the day, I Got Two. He's continuing to stack days, like I said at the very beginning. Shedeur Sanders has not had a 3-4 interception day. He hasn't. His numbers consistently have looked like this. And if you look at the QB tracker, his numbers have consistently, every day with the ones, they have consistently looked like this. If you look at the totality of the numbers, who numbers would you rather have? I know them 24 touchdowns look pretty. They look a little cute. I know they do. But whose numbers would you rather have? And then today, after I sat back, chatting, and I relaxed, I took a chill pill today. I was like, you know what? At least he's getting better. At least he's actually getting developed. At least he's actually getting first team reps. So today I was like, you know what? I'll take a participation award. You know. But Deshaun, you throwing multiple interceptions with the twos? Huh? If we did that, it'll be a problem. Tony Grossi like, I'm counting all the interceptions because there's been so many of them. Well, my good sir, there's only been one person throwing so many of them. But anyway, chat, that's not the point. That is not the point, okay? But I just want you to listen to what Todd Monken had to say about I Got Two. Just listen. Turn on your listening ears.
Quarterback, that internal clock, balancing the play clock, all that stuff. How do you try to help the quarterback slow that down so that, they're not constantly out over their skis? They're, kind of getting ahead of themselves and, trying to rush things.
Are you talking about in the pocket? Are you talking about
operational and in the pocket both?
See, See, that's the thing. Shedeur had to clarify too, because he asked Shedeur that same question. Then the same goddamn reporter, the reporter asked Todd Monken this question. The same reporter asked Deshaun Watson this question, and he asked Shedeur this same question. And I'm gonna show you all three of their responses. But I want you to listen real close. Chad, I want you to lean in. I want you to hey, which one you're good at? I want you to lean in what you're good at. For real, Chad, I want you to lean in what you're good at. And listen to what Todd Monken had to say. Listen to how he breaks it down. But listen to who he compares Shedeur Sanders to. That's what's giving me a little hesitant to pause and say, hold on. Is 2 still in it? Is it still a chance? Am I tripping for thinking it's over? Am I tripping for thinking it's already Deshaun? The job already was handed to him? Am I tripping? But Todd, what you say here, this is what kind of got me to take a step back. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you tackle the question.
Well, there's a lot to both of those. The operation piece, we have to do a great job of shrinking the verbiage for the calls we get in, right?
Yeah.
Getting it in quickly, getting our players in and out of the huddle, getting the line of scrimmage, trying to eliminate anxiety. It's not like a game to get ready for that, because you think you're ready, but then you're up against it. And so that's the part of it. That's why we do perfect operation about every other day. We'll do it again today, trying to become perfect at everything that says coaching, which is your operation. And then.
So he's talking about the operation, right, Chad? He's talking about the whole entirety. So when you get the ball, you say set hut. He's talking about you checking at the line of scrimmage. He's talking about you watching the game clock. He's talking about you when you get the ball, you having that alarm clock in your head and knowing the pass rusher will get to you in about 2-3 seconds. So you got to get the ball out. He's talking about that whole totality, right? Right. But now listen to what he says right here, Chad. Listen what you're good at, not the bad at. Listen, lean in, all right, and listen what the good at, Chad. Just listen.
And the time clock of when to get rid of the ball for each player is different. Guys that want to extend plays and want to make plays and believe in their ability to make plays are going to hold it longer. Plays and want to make plays and believe in their ability to make plays are going to hold it longer. Okay. Be it Lamar, be it Ben Roethlisberger, be it Shedeur, because they are elite playmakers. You've seen it. Now, where that sweet spot is, I don't know. And the only way to get better at it is to have the consequences of it. You don't feel it out here nearly as much as a game, right?
Hold on, Todd. Can you rewind that back? Can you rewind that back? Like elite playmakers, who you compare them to?
And Roethlisberger, even each player is different. Guys that want to extend plays and want to make plays and believe in their ability.
Guys who want to extend plays and who want to make plays, and guys who believe in what, chat? Believe in their ability. We know Shedeur believes in his ability. But Todd, the names that you say of people who believe in their ability, the people who they say, oh, he holds the ball too long. He holds the ball too long. Well, he just listed a few other players that held the ball a lot longer. Like a Lamar Jackson, like he said. Like a Ben Roethlisberger. Like damn near even a Phillip Rivers. But listen, once again, listen what you're good at. Like who, Todd?
They make plays are going to hold it longer. Be it Lamar, be it Ben Roethlisberger, be it Shedeur, because they are elite playmakers.
Because they elite what, Todd?
You've seen Lamar, be it Ben Roethlisberger, be it Shedeur, because they are elite playmakers. You've seen it. Now, where that sweet spot is, I don't know. And the only way to get better at it.
So you know we got elite playmaking ability. You just compared us to damn near 2 Hall of Famers. Ben Roethlisberger, yeah, I'm not a big guy on saying that he gonna make it to the Hall of Fame, but he just might off his name alone. In my opinion, I don't think he should get in. But he might. He might. Lamar Jackson, he's definitely a bona fide Hall of Famer, even if he don't get a championship. But you just compared him to 2 people who are prominent NFL quarterbacks, who's held and who's had careers with the upper echelon. So, Todd, when you say these things, you give me false hope. You give me belief. Because I already believe this, Todd. I already knew this. I knew that he was one-on-one. I knew that he could potentially have that ceiling to where he could potentially become one of them guys. So, Ty, when you say things like this, you pretend, or you not pretend, you give me and others, you give us a little false hope, Ty. Because you compare them to dudes who like that. And you said, once again, you continue to say he got elite what? Playmaking ability. Elite playmaking ability. This is coming from his head coach, chat. This is coming from the guy who sees him more than you and me. Who sees him on a consistent and regular basis. Before he was even his coach, he said this. So now you seeing it with your own two eyes, Todd. So why? So what's the hold up? What's the hold up? Ben Roethlisberger ain't had no hold up. They let him go out there and just sling that thing and get better as he went. Lamar Jackson, he ain't had no hold up. They let him go out there and sling that thing. It just let him figure it out. So, Todd, I'm asking you, what's the hold up? What we waiting for? What more do you need to see? But I'm going to let you finish. But I'm going to go back once because I got to hear it one more time. Say it again, Todd.
And believe in their ability to make guys that want to extend plays and want to make plays and believe in their ability to make plays are going to hold it longer. Guys? Be it Lamar, be it Ben Roethlisberger, be it Shedeur, because they are elite playmakers. You've seen it. Now, where that sweet spot is,
so we gotta find
I don't know. Okay. And the only way to get better at it is to have the consequences of it. You don't feel it out here nearly as much as a game, right? You get out there, it's like, all right, shoot, we got to get rid of the ball. We just took a sack. It took us out of a drive, right? So that's what the being able to play and be able to have those consequences of turnovers, holding the ball too long, right? You got to have that offset. With Lamar, the benefit outweighs the risk. I mean, the amount of times he ends up taking a sack because he makes so many plays. Ben Roethlisberger the same way. I believe Shedeur has that in him.
Do you think sometimes 7-on-7 period?
Ben Roethlisberger was the same way, and I believe Shedeur has that in him. Well, Todd, if he got it in him, then what we waiting for? What we talking about? Todd, if you believe in him that much, then just let him cook. Let him get out here and just cook. Let him get out here and just show the world, Todd. Because what we waiting for, Todd? What we waiting for? If you truly believe that much, what we waiting for? What's the hold up? I'm just saying. I'm just asking for a friend. You got to put that on him, Shedeur. Come on, baby. Got to put that on him. That's an incompletion right there. That's one of them. But regardless, chat. Regardless. I'm saying all this to say, and I brought that up, chat, because our guy too. Oh, look, God damn it, Jerry can catch. So he can catch. Mother. Hold on. Who is that, chat? Is my eyes deceiving? Is that Jerry? Is that Jerry? Hold up. Chat, is that Jerry Judy? So you can catch that one. But you can't. God damn, Jerry. See, Jerry, you be it's Jerry, you another one. You another one, man. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, Jerry. Hey, you gotta stop doing that, baby. Come on now. Can we get a little consistency? Can we get a little consistency? Because this is proof, Jerry. This is proof. Them goddamn hit. So how do you need the ball, Jerry? Do you need it in a certain spot? Do you need him to lob it up to you? Do you need him to like put it in the same spot every time? I'm asking, Jerry, because we got to figure this out. Because you drop a dime in one instance and then you catch. Jerry, come on now. I know you got it in you, Jerry. But can we get a little consistency? Can we get it on a regular basis? Huh? Please. I'm asking for a friend. But all I'm saying is, chat, Ty Monken needs to let our guy loose and let him go cook. He needs to let our guy loose and let him just go cook. Period. Because with all the hoopla, with all the extraness, with the craziness, and real quick, sidebar before we get into it. Sidebar. SO to them Buffs, baby. SO to them Buffs, baby. SO to them Buffs, baby. Can we drop a bomb for Deion Sanders? Who said we wasn't producing NFL players? Who said Deion Sanders wasn't out here putting them boys in the league? Who said Deion Sanders wasn't out here producing skull buffs? You see my guy Jimmy Horn right there? You see my guy Travis Hunter right there? Can we drop one more bomb for the goddamn former Buffs? You know I gotta show him some love. So just a little sidebar, but let's go ahead and get back on topic. All right, chat. My bad, chat. I just got a little excited. All right. I just got a little excited. But regardless, here we go, chat. You know I gotta bring the haters on, chat. It's the things we gotta talk about, chat. Because what they saying, it just don't make too much sense to me, chat. What they say out their mouths, it just don't make too much sense to me. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, chat. We gonna listen anyway. I really don't want to. I don't. But we got to.
The quarterback play is not where it needs to be. We're sitting here talking about basic execution and getting excited about going into the huddle, calling the plays, coming to the line of scrimmage, doing the shifts and the realignments correctly, this, that, and the other. And then they snap the ball. And then we get what we get when they snap the ball. It's not good enough, Spencer, if this team is at all going to be serious about winning a significant amount of games this year.
When you mentioned the pre-snap stuff, that reared its ugly head again at the end of practice. The one thing I think Deshaun deserves credit for today is both quarterbacks got a situation with the first team for Shedeur and the second team with Deshaun to execute like an under 2-minute offense.
Yes, and then on Shedeur Sanders with he had a rookie and Denzel Boston during his 2-minute drill who had a false start. So what are you going to say, my kind sir? I'm going to let you finish, but tell the whole entirety of the story. And you're saying you ain't seeing good quarterback play. Well, I'm seeing consistent quarterback play at least from one guy. I'm seeing at least consistent quarterback play at least from one guy. Day in and day out. Our numbers consistently stay the same. And it's not all about the numbers. But when I see the clips, when I look at it with my own two eyes, when I break down the film with my chat here, all I'm seeing is consistent quarterback play. Oh, look at Jerry. Hey, Jerry catch it. He caught another pass? Holy chat. I guess he can't catch. But what they saying is at the end of the day, I'm not comprehending it. Oh, Shedeur, we can't have that. But I'd rather be an incompletion than an interception. Good. But I'm seeing one guy be steady and consistent. I'm seeing one guy continue to show up day in and day out. So which guy are you talking about? I'm going to let you finish.
I think there was like a minute 30 on the clock, minute 20 on the clock. They were down 2, trying to get in a field goal range. And Deshaun finished it off, was able to kind of take a knee and then call timeout to set up a field goal with the 2s.
Well, that's because he also had a pass interference call. Can I pull it up? Can I go ahead and fact check him real quick, chat? Because y'all were there. Y'all watching practice. So how do I know some of this information? How do I know some of these things that y'all talking about? Huh? Come on, man. What we talking about? Because Daniel Fousier, he was there. Brown's practice is over. Lighter practice ended with a 2-minute drill down to Shedeur Sanders. Got the starting offense in field goal range, but his last second spike was done before everyone was set, resulting in a pre-snap penalty and a 10-second runoff. Well, chat, believe it or not, is it Shedeur's fault that everybody wasn't set? Yes. But is it Shedeur's fault that somebody dropped off sides and had a false start? Not really. Because y'all got to get set. You got to get on the ball. It's not my fault every time, but you're the quarterback, so it is. It is. But then Deshaun Watson got Cleveland number 2 offense in field goal range via a defensive penalty. He threw it up, and I'll show you the clip, chat. He threw it up during practice to a guy, and guess what he did? Guess what he did? It was pass interference. It was pass interference. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Anyway, let's go ahead and get back to what these folks are talking about. I'm going to let them finish.
Shedeur with the ones, he had a situation where the guys weren't all set, and he snapped the ball to try to spike it to save time. And because it was under 2 minutes, it resulted in a 10-second runoff. And so basically you lose the game on a 10-second runoff. So that,
because you don't even know how to spike the ball correctly. Like,
so,
this is, again, this is the stuff that drives me crazy.
Dog, have you ever picked up a football? Have you ever played quarterback in your life like I did in my past? Because how does it drive you crazy, sir? Are you out there on the field? You out here talking on a mic. And you got the audacity. The audacity to just talk out the side of your neck. Cut it out. Cut it out. Let's go ahead and take it back.
Guys weren't all set, and he snapped the ball to try to spike it to save time. And because it was under 2 minutes, it resulted in a 10-second runoff. And so basically you lose the game on a 10-second runoff. So that,
because you don't even know how to spike the ball correctly. Like, so this is, again, this is the stuff that drives.
You don't know how to spike the ball correctly. You don't know how to just catch a football. And when you catch it, say hike, you just throw it to the ground. Huh? That's not a complicated task, sir. And if somebody false started, yes, that's on him. He should never say hike. He should have waited for everybody to get set. But my good sir, relax. Relax. Take a chill pill, big dog. I don't like the energy that you giving. I don't. But I'm going to let you finish.
Drives me crazy.
It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Crimson Chin. The Crimson Chin. Jesus Christ. The Crimson Chin got the nerve to be out here talking like he crazy. Who gave this guy the privilege, chat? Who gave him the privilege to talk out the side of his neck? The audacity to talk with so much ferocity. What? What? Hey, my guy, relax. It's practice. I'm going to let you finish, though.
This is basic quarterback execution, and we're going through high school in pee-wee football with these quarterbacks to teach them how to play the position. It's ridiculous at the NFL level.
Yeah.
This is pee-wee football, the audacity. Oh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Who is this guy?
Yeah, and so that continued to be a problem is concerning at this point, right? And I do get it to a degree. Like, I think Deshaun is theoretically further along in that process than Shedeur is, and it's okay that he's still learning. He's a second-year player. But yeah, like in terms of trying to find a starting quarterback, it's like you can't have both things at once. It's like Deshaun might have the pre-snap stuff down more, but then the execution of plays is just terrible. And his balls are all over the place, almost intercepted. He threw 2 picks. There was at least 2 other passes that were almost intercepted. And so I think Shedeur had like a crisper day in terms of.
So if one guy is doing so well, he's getting everybody set. He's doing fantastic before the ball is snapped. But after the ball is snapped, he's throwing interceptions. He's missing open wide receivers. He's not as consistent. I would probably lean to start the guy who, after the ball is snapped, is going to make a play for us. After the ball is snapped, he's going to figure some things out. After the ball is snapped, he's going to make a play or two. So, y'all mad at your guy for not being as consistent as the guy, our guy? That's what you mad about? Because Deshaun just doing Deshaun things? Because my guy. Who are you? Who are you? Because you talking when you only ever been behind a mic. When you only ever talked. You have no sporting background. Have you ever played football, my good sir? I'm just asking for a friend. Because you mad at our guy for making mistakes when it's only our second league, our second year in the league. The other guy been in the league for damn near 10 years and he's still making the mistakes. We only been in the league for 2. We've been in the league for only 2 years. This is our second year. Last year, we ain't even really play like that. We ain't even really, we didn't get a chance to mess up like that. And when we did mess up, it was when we was thrown in the fire. So you mad at our second-year player? A second-year player who's making mistakes during practice? During a preseason game? But you got a 10-year vet on the other side, and you don't got nothing to say about him? You don't got no remarks? It looks like Pee-wee football. Oh, does it, my kind sir? Gotta make it make sense, baby.
Throwing the football, had better passes overall, and like you said, was victim of a couple of drops. But the way practice ended, is just terrible.
Again. Say that again. Say that again.
Yeah, like in terms of trying to find a starting quarterback, it's like you can't have both things at once. It's like Deshaun might have the pre-snap stuff down more, but then the execution of plays is just terrible. And
so you just said it. Deshaun might have the pre-snap stuff down more, but his execution, the stuff that really matters in an NFL football game, the execution. Because last year we ain't really had that much pre-snap stuff. Last year we ain't really have all that hoopla that y'all talking about. So with us learning a new system, learning a new offense, learning a new come on, baby. It's not apples to apples, baby. Make it make sense. But I'm going to let you finish.
His balls are all over the place, almost intercepted. He threw 2 picks. There was at least 2 other passes that were almost intercepted.
He threw 2 picks, and there were at least 2 other passes that were almost intercepted. So one was dropped that we saw, and it was another one. So really, he threw almost 4 interceptions today. So really, by what you just said, by your own words, my kind sir, he had 4 interceptions today, potentially, with the 2s. Interesting. But what's wrong with our guy?
And so I think Shedeur had like a crisper day in terms of throwing the football.
So he had a crisper day actually doing what quarterback's supposed to do, throwing the football. And that's, you only get the football after the snap, sir. So if you only get the football after the snap, then what pre-snap stuff are you talking about? Because if he getting the football, that means it wasn't no false starts. It means it wasn't no delay of games. That means the pre-snap was damn near good. That means the protection was damn near all right. So what are we talking about? Okay.
Had better passes overall. And like you said, was victim of a couple of drops.
And was victim of a couple drops. So he had a couple better passes, had a crisper day, and he was victim of a couple drops. And we saw one. We saw one. So what are we talking about, sir?
But, you know, the way practice ended still kind of left a sour taste in the.
But the way practice ended, dog. You know how Deshaun had a better day? You know how they saying Deshaun had an okay day? Because Deshaun threw a pass. That's right here. I will show you, chat. Hold on, chat. Hold on. They trying to get me copyrighted out here. I ain't gonna lie to you. We ain't gonna do that. But anyway, this is what Deshaun threw. First of all, that's a nice clean pocket by the second team. That's a nice little clean pocket. But look, you see that flag out there? So they got lucky. That's what you're saying. He still threw the ball. He had to throw it. He still found a guy who was getting PI'd. But this is what Deshaun did to end practice. He had a penalty, and then they got in and kicked the field goal. Whoop-de-doo. But you mean to tell me Shedeur had them? Shedeur had them in field goal range? Huh? Right? And then we just had a penalty that's sometimes going to happen in practice? Huh? That's what you're saying? But you going to get credit for that? Hold on, Chad. Let me go ahead and go back to it. We going to get credit for this? Deshaun, I said, hey, not a bad ball, right? He was holding him. He potentially could have caught it. Not a bad ball, Deshaun. You can see him. He holding the hell out that boy, too. That boy pulling his collar, pulling his neck out. Boom, you got a flag. Wow. Guess what, though? It still counts. So good job, Deshaun. But our guy Sanders, Shedeur Sanders got the starting offense in field goal range. Shedeur Sanders got the starting offense in field goal range. But before they were set, they had a penalty, 10-second runoff, game is over. Guess what? That is okay. At least we got down there. We had a penalty. It happens. It's practice. Now we got to learn from it. Now Shedeur knows tomorrow when he playing against the Bills, tomorrow if they get in this situation, on Saturday if he gets in this situation, hold on, before I snap it, let me not rush. Let me relax a little bit. Let me make sure everybody's calmed down. We got to steal 10 seconds on the clock at least. I can get us down here. I can get us set. Say hut, catch the ball, snap it, throw it at the ground. As simple as that. But my good sir, with you talking how you're talking, jiving how you're jiving, like my guy, you feeling a little too strong. You having too much of a strong opinion for my liking. You having too much of a strong
The quarterback play is not where it needs to be. We're sitting here talking about basic execution and getting excited about going into the huddle, calling the plays, coming to the line of scrimmage, doing the shifts and the realignments correctly, this, that, and the other.
We're sitting here talking about getting in the shifts, doing a realignment, doing all this. Well, good sir, when you're learning a new goddamn offense, when you're learning a new scheme, when you're learning a new offensive system, because you got a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator, it's going to happen. The season doesn't start for about 3-4 weeks. This is training camp, sir. This is our second year, sir. This is really our rookie season because last year during this time, was we getting any rep chat? No. So with us learning a new system, guess what? Those things are going to be put at a heavier emphasis during training camp. Because you have to learn the system. You have to rep it. You have to keep repping it. You got to keep repping it. You got to keep repping it so that way you can get better at said system. You can get better at said thing. Am I correct or am I not? Come on. But when you went on and you continued this little rant, I don't like the energy.
And then they snap the ball. And then we get what we get when they snap the ball. It's not good enough, Spencer, if this team is at all going to be serious about winning a significant amount of games this year.
When you mentioned the pre-snap stuff, that reared its ugly head again at the end of practice. The one thing I think Deshaun deserves credit for today is both quarterbacks got a situation with the first team for Shedeur and the second team with Deshaun to execute like an under 2-minute offense. I think there was like a minute 30 on the clock, minute 20 on the clock. They were down 2, trying to get in a field goal range. And Deshaun finished it off, was able to kind of take a knee and then call timeout to set up a field goal.
Yeah, Deshaun finished it off because Deshaun had a little flag thrown. He got a little assistance. Rightfully so, because he was holding that boy. That young man, 39, was holding that boy. But you making it seem like Deshaun, he just led a hell of a drive. No. It was a PI, 15-yard penalty, spotted a foul penalty. Of course they're going to set you up in field goal range. I just don't like the way these guys report, chat. And y'all supposed to be rooting for the team. You're supposed to be on the team side. You're supposed to see, you know what, as camp goes on, these have been consistent problems, but I can see, that didn't really rear its ugly head until the end of practice. So, yes, everything else was crisp during practice, but at the end of practice, things just did not go well. But these are things that they're going to learn from. That's how a reporter who cheering for their team going to sound. But how a reporter who low-key hating, who low-key throwing a little shade, he going to talk like this.
With the 2s, Shedeur with the 1s, he had a situation where the guys weren't all set, and he snapped the ball to try to spike it to save time. And because it was under 2 minutes, it resulted in a 10-second runoff. And so basically you lose the game on a 10-second runoff. So because
you don't even know how to spike the ball correctly. This is the stuff that drives me crazy. All right. This is basic quarterback execution. And we're going through high school in Pee-wee football.
We're going through high school in Pee-wee football. But my good sir, I can't listen to nothing else that you're saying, because every time I see your face, now this is what I think of. Every time I see your face, I can't even take you serious no more, my good sir. I can't even take you serious no more. I can't. Every time I see your face, I can't take you serious no more. I can't. Every time I see your face, this is what I think about. So your opinion now, it's irrelevant. It does not matter. It doesn't. But that's okay. Because now, chat, we got to get into what actually does matter. Because our guy 2 talked today. Our guy 2 talked today, chat. He did talk today. And this is what he had to say. Hold on. My bad, chat. That's on me. Let's go ahead and turn the volume up. Because we can care less about all that. All the hoopla, all the extraness. Let's hear what 2 had to say.
What you did in Chicago. What were you most pleased
What you mean what I did in Chicago?
In that time out there.
We're in the Bills this week, so I'm not even thinking about Chicago anymore, to be honest. So let me go back in my storage memory bank to think about that. I would say how I felt out there. I think the feeling I had out there, the comfort, I had. And it felt truly exciting to get to that place and know that place is there. So that's what I'm most excited about being out there.
We have obviously you mentioned the Bills. They come in tomorrow. So what's your mindset heading into the joint practice?
Mindset heading into the practice, I'll say the same approach we have every practice that we go to. Go out there, get completions, run the offense the right way, and that's the main focus.
Does it feel like a heightened importance at all just because it's a new team in here?
No, I think every day is important, honestly. I don't think it's a day that go by that's not important.
How would you track what you improved the most on since camp began?
To be honest, I don't even know what camp started. We've been here every day, so.
Okay, since the start of the off season. Then.
Oh, the off season? I'll say everything. I feel better. I know I look better. Yeah, I think everything.
Shedeur, were you surprised by the way each practice ended yesterday? Looked like Top kind of frustrated about.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
That's crazy. Why they doing us like that, Dad? Chat, why they doing us like that? Chat, they can't be doing us like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you, chat. That's not allowed. But you saw how they always ask Shedeur all these crazy and trick questions, chat. Why? 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 We ain't worried about what happened last week. We focus on this week. We ain't worried about what happened yesterday. We focus on today. Stop asking me all these rhetorical questions. Keep it blunt. Keep it honest. Let's get back to the interview, chat. But you see how YouTube, they always trying to play with us. But you ain't paying us, so guess what? You ain't getting no screen time over here.
What kind of, from your perspective, what kind of happened in the practice?
Nah, at that point, I'm just recapping my series of everything and playing everything back in my mind. So, like, if coach say practice over, it's over. You know, I'm not able to see the details of who's taking care of what because we're thinking more about operation and more of the grand scheme of things of what's going on.
Shedeur, you guys have obviously spent weeks going up against your own defense. So just to go back to the joint practice, how exciting is it to be able to practice against somebody else finally?
Yeah, no, it's truly exciting because they have a different scheme than our defense does. So it's great to get those practice reps in and be able to make it feel as close as possible to the game and to grow in those areas also on what you see in different keys and different structures that they have. So I'm truly excited about it. I know it's definitely, they have a great defense, great challenge ahead, and I'm just happy to be able to be a part of it.
Will you try to talk to Josh Allen a little bit? Have you met him before? Kind of what do you think of him as a quarterback, and will you talk to him?
Yeah, I haven't put much thought in what conversation I'm going to have with anybody there. I'm focused on the practice I got to have
Mary Kay
today, and
I knew you was going to always try it. What you worry about Josh Allen for? Yeah, he a solid little quarterback. You know, he like that. But we focus on it now. We focus on today, the present. I'm worried about kicking his ass. I'm worried about competing against him, being better at practice and during that joint scrimmage than him. Yeah, we're going to chop it up. We're going to keep it cordial. We're going to keep it, nice and smooth. But you want me to go ask him for some advice? Want me to go ask him, hey, Josh, can you show me this? Can you show me that? No. Of course, it's Mary Kay who asked the question. Anyway, let's continue.
Getting ready for the script and everything tomorrow. So those things naturally happen. I don't really predetermine conversations with people.
This is what I'm going to show. This is what I'm going to ask Josh Allen.
What do you like about his game, Josh?
Oh, Josh Allen? Yeah, nah. I met him a couple times in the past just through different deals and stuff off the field, and he always been cool, so I always respect him fully. He plays a great game, and his style of play, fits him perfectly, so, I like that about him.
Shedeur, as a quarterback, how do you kind of slow the clock down in your mind so you're not, kind of
Here go this clock question. Hey, Chad, I told you the same reporter asked the same question about 3-4 times to 3 different people. You really wanted to write that essay about this clock management. This is what Todd Monken said. This is what Shedeur said. And this is what Deshaun Watson said. And I think all 3 of them, with their way they view the clock. Dog, you can come with better questions. How do you think the team is meshing right now? How do you think the team is continuing to get better? Do you see the team getting better? Do you see different aspects of the team? Do you think the offensive line is gelling well? Do you think the receivers are coming together? How do you feel like the young players are playing? Do you feel like they're continuing to come along? Are you impressed with how far or how good they've been performing thus far during camp? Y'all can ask so many different questions, so many better questions, but y'all choose to ask this. Come on, man. What are we talking about, man?
beating yourself up. If that,
what clock?
Like your own mental clock is your the clock you have in your head is like, I got to do this by this.
See, it don't really work like that. You got 3 different clocks you're going against. You going against the clock of the play clock. You going against the clock of the time on the actual game, and you going against the clock of how long you got till you got to get this ball at your hand. So it's about 4 or 5 different clocks you got to go off of. So it's a feel. It's not really a method, I would say. It's more of a feel.
How is your feel that?
Yeah, it's a feel. And Deshaun Watson, guess what? He gonna ask him that same question, and Deshaun Watson gonna say that same thing. It's a feeling. These reporters out here in Cleveland, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. We might have to start a petition to get them up out of there, dog. We might have to start a petition, chat. Can I put in to be a goddamn Cleveland reporter? Can I be a beat writer? Chat, you think I should go ahead and jump into the profession? Should I switch professions, chat? Real estate probably just ain't going too well no more. Should I go ahead and just see what they talking about? Let's continue.
And gotten improved maybe or grown as as the reps have continued at this level of competition.
Yeah, I think that's really the only way you get feel is from being out there, being able to feel it. I would say it grown. I would say anything you do and you do over and over and over, you're gonna have you're gonna improve in some form and fashion. So the clock and everything within myself obviously improve every day.
Obviously you're not supposed to get hit out there in practice.
And then that's all I wanted to get to as far as Shedeur Sanders, his press conference today. Deshaun Watson's press conference today was a little bit more interesting. Because you know Mary Kay, and you know how they do. They always ask the most interesting questions. They always got something spicy to add to the sauce for the day. But, Chad, I'm starting to really think about these reporters, and when I think about them, I'm starting really to just come to the conclusion. I should say that. I'm starting to come to the conclusion that these reporters, somebody just gave them the job just because. Somebody just gave them the job because they ain't nobody else want to do. Because there ain't no way you do this bad of a job. Ain't no way. But anyway, let's continue, chat. Let's continue. Yeah. Let's continue. But can we go to Deshaun, chat? Is that allowed? Is that okay? Can we do that? Chat, is that okay? Can we bring Deshaun up? I know y'all want me to jump some more on some of these other nonsense reporters. But Deshaun Watson, his press conference was a little bit more interesting. They asked him a few more spicy questions. But before we get into all that, chat, I just want to get into just one more little piece of propaganda. Just one more little piece of propaganda. Is the team doing fine? It's not just about Shedeur. Thank you. Who said that in the chat? Kathy 7868. That's a hell of a question. Yes, it is about the team. It is about, are they doing fine? How are they looking? How do you feel the team is coming along, Shedeur? Like, damn, ask them some questions. Can we get some better questions, chat? That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Regardless, chat. I got another clown to bring up to the podium. I got somebody else that want to talk to you, chat. I got somebody else that want to come talking to the front of the congregation. Hey, Bull. You're looking a little slim over there. I like it. Keep doing what you're doing, Bull. You're looking good, my guy. But this take, I think we might have to just start a petition and get you up out of here too. Not gonna lie to you. But let's listen to Bull.
The best case scenario for the Browns is to be the worst team in football this year. That is the best case scenario, to get the first pick in the draft.
Yeah. Look, they all agreed. Yeah. The best case scenario is to be the worst team in football. This is how y'all Cleveland voices of media members. I don't even know what to call y'all anymore. But the best thing for Cleveland to do is to just lose. That's the loser mentality that y'all got? What? Oh, maybe I'm tripping. Let me rewind it back. Maybe I'm tripping.
The best case scenario for the Browns is to be the worst team in football this year.
What?
That is the best case scenario, to get the first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Now, you don't want to go 0-17, which they won't, obviously.
They get the first pick in the draft. The best case scenario for the Browns is to be the worst team in football, so they can get the first pick in the draft. What? Ain't y'all supposed to be like somewhat positive, just a little bit? Ain't you supposed to sometimes or a little bit kind of look on the bright side, even though it's hard at times? Dog, can we get some of these boys fired, chat? We got to start a petition. I'm at that point. We got to start a petition.
But they won't. I don't even know that they'll be the worst team in football. I think they could be.
I don't think they will be.
They're too talented to be.
No, it's like it go over. It's like it over the top. You're going over the top.
Compared to some of the other teams, no, they are too talented.
They have good young talent. No, they're not too talented to be the worst team.
I disagree.
They have no depth. They have no quarterback.
But
their
Arizona,
Miami, Arizona, Miami, the Jets, the Raiders. I can keep going. The Titans. I can name about at least 5 or 6 teams that the Cleveland Browns are better than right now. Bull, you don't even believe what you're saying. But we advocate losing? That's the loser mentality that you got? You just want to be a loser all your life? You don't speak for all Cleveland fans. I know you don't. But Cleveland, this was y'all think? Cleveland, my Cleveland Brown actual true fans. Because, Bull, you're not even a fan. You don't even like Cleveland. You shouldn't even be reporting on them. Your favorite team, Cincinnati. You shouldn't even be talking. But you advocate losing for fun?
The other teams have the same exact situation as the Browns, with worse in certain positions, minus a lot of the young talent.
Yeah, but they both at least have a chance for serviceable quarterback play.
They both?
The best case
serviceable quarterback play? Dog, we won 3 games last year with a horrible offensive line, with a horrible receiving core. We just talked about this yesterday. And now today you come in and you advocating them losing, throwing games, so they can get the first pick. The best case scenario is what again, Bull? Repeat yourself.
The best case scenario for the Browns is to be the worst team in football this year. That is the best case scenario, to get the first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Now, you don't want to go.
Yeah. And look at Jason. Yeah, I agree. Dude. Get y'all clowns off the screen, man. Get these clowns off the screen, chat. Get them off the screen, man. The Giants, the Colts, yes. They praying. Hey, they praying. They hoping and they praying with all they might. They hoping and they praying with all they might Shedeur don't get out there and ball. But deep down in their heart of hearts, they know he got the capability. They know he got it in him. But God dang, though. This is what it's come to out in Cleveland. Just advocating losing. advocating being losers. Cut it out. I don't understand it, chat. I don't get Cleveland media at all. At all. Like, what are we talking about, chat? What are we talking about? Regardless, chat, we're going to move on. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because I know that's literally 0% of 0%. Those opinions ain't coming from real Cleveland fans. Those opinions ain't coming from people who actually really care about the team. Those opinions ain't coming from people who actually want to see the Cleveland Browns win and do well. They're not. They're not. So we ain't going to give them no spotlight. We ain't going to feed into the nonsense, the BS. But the bias is phony and crazy. You said it, Bad News Brown. You said it. The bias is crazy. The bias is ridiculous. And the bias just don't make no sense at this point. Because y'all make yourself look stupid. You're ruining your own credibility. Because now, anything that you say, nobody gonna listen to it. But they don't think about that. They don't. But anyway, Deshaun Watson, he talked today. And he had a few things to say. Deshaun, can you come into the front of the congregation? Because Mary Kay asked you a couple wild questions today. A couple wild ones. And I want to hear how you answered a few of them. Oh, hold on, chat. My bad, chat.
Especially, really both sides, but just going against one of the, defensive specialists in the AFC. They've been proving it over the last couple.
Hold on, chat.
Here's how we took our.
Oh, my goodness. I knew it was coming, chat. That's why I said, hold on. I knew it was coming. But basically, Deshaun Watson, I'll just go ahead and give you the short clips. All right. Deshaun Watson was asked, how come he isn't viewing the joint practice as an opportunity to get in front of Shedeur? I wanted y'all to hear the full question, but he was asked, how do you see the opportunity against the Bills to get in front of Shedeur? And this is what Deshaun Watson had to say.
No, I mean, every opportunity for me, I just want to go out there and prove that I'm capable of being a starter. But as far as just nailing it and trying to, my main focus is just trying to improve. I'm not really focused on just the competition. I think the front office and Coach Monkey is going to make that decision based on how they're going to make that decision. So, I can't really control that as far as what they want to go with, but I can control my opportunities and my reps that I get and being successful with that.
Mary Kay basically asked him, do you feel like this week is an opportunity for you to nail the competition, for you to win the starting job, for you to take it away from Shedeur? All right, let's hear the full question, chat. I got to show you the full question. Because you know how Mary Kay do. She always do Mary Kay things. Oh, here we go again. My bad, chat.
Have to maybe kind of lock down this competition in this joint practice on Thursday. It seems like you passed the first big hurdle against the Bears, and now this is the next one sort of before he makes his decision. Do you feel like you got to really nail it on Thursday?
Do you feel like you really got to nail it on Thursday, Deshaun?
No, I mean, every opportunity for me, I just want to go out there and prove that I'm capable of being a starter.
Yes.
But as far as just nailing it and trying to, my main focus is just trying to improve. I'm not really focused on just the competition. I think the front office and Coach Monkey is going to make that decision based on how they're going to make that decision. So, I can't really control that as far as what they want to go with, but I can control my opportunities and my reps that I get and being successful with that.
You mentioned last time we talked to you here that, you're 30 now, might be a little bit different from the way it was in Houston. How, if at all, do your instincts have to change along with everything else that's changed about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think y'all took the wrong words out of that, saying that I think somebody asked Monken that, that I'm not capable of playing like 2020. I never said that. I just said that I'm not going to be running guys over like I used to be when I was 24 years old. So I think I got to preserve the body as much as possible so I can be able to stay on the field. And I think that's one of the things talking about with the front office and coaching staff is don't take the unnecessary hits when I don't need to. So but as far as that, my instincts and the way I play, when I'm on the field, I just play ball and react.
Facts. And that's how it should be. They out here saying, Deshaun, you beef grease, you're cooked. They said you basically don't believe in yourself, Deshaun. That's what they saying. Deshaun, like, hold on. I ain't say all that. Don't go too far. Yeah, the only person we listen to, somebody said in the chat, the only person we listening to out of Cleveland media is G. Bush, period. And it's sad that we only got one person that we can really rely on for good, reliable information, for good, honest information, for good, unbiased information. G. Bush might be a little biased a little bit, but we all are a little bit. But at the end of the day, that's the only person we can rely on. Ain't that sad? Come on, man. They definitely want us all to fail. But the crazy part is we ain't going to let them. Yeah, Watson did mention the front office. He did mention the front office. He always going to mention the front office because he know him and that boy Jimmy tight.
Today you aired out a ball to Boston against Denzel Ward. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I do. Yes, sir.
Would you like to exercise that part of your game in the game?
I mean, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's...
Would you like to exercise that part of your game in the game? Deshaun, they basically say you can't throw it deep, my guy. They basically say you check down Charlie. That's what they said.
That's something that I've always been pretty good at, especially in the past. But, those looks and opportunities got to come up. So, whatever coach is calling, I try to execute as much as possible, keep the chains moving, especially early on. It's hard to really, just start taking shots and the defense is sitting back on that, especially with Chicago. They were playing a lot of two-eye shell. So, a lot of underneath things were right there. But that's something I definitely, want to continue to work on. And when those opportunities come.
Does that pass alone reassure you that your arm is 100%?
Yeah, man, I've been through that. I think it's you guys in the media that don't, that talks about that. I think everyone in this building know that I'm pretty healthy and strong.
Deshaun, just to go back to the actual preseason game on Saturday, I mean, playing the third quarter, you're obviously going against backups and stuff like that. But for you, is the value and the opportunity about getting those? Yeah, getting those reps are extremely important. We already know that. But anyway, I just wanted to show a little bit of that. It did get a little spicy. And Mary Kay did ask another wild question. All right, so I might just go ahead. Maybe get back to it and show y'all that. But right now, we're going to go ahead and move on. Because I just want to remind the good people. This is for the people in the back. Because I know we all remember this from Jerry Jeudy, right? Because this is my problem real quick that I want to address. Jerry. Hey, Jerry Jeudy. We remember what you did. We remember this. Remember this, Jerry. You're always asking for the ball. You're always saying throw me the rock. But when we throw you the rock,
I'm trying to work.
You do this. Jerry, you was doing all this. You was doing all that. But every other time we throw you the ball since then, you clapping, doing all this, all the hoopla, all the theatrics. Shedeur even had to stand up, say, hold on, who you talking to, cuz? Who you talking to, cuz? He like, look, cuz, you wasn't even open. Throw me the ball. He like, man, I ain't trying to hit none of that. Because when we throw you the ball, Jerry, when we throw you the ball, we don't know if you're going to catch it or if you're going to drop it. When we drop you a dime, we don't know if you're going to catch it or you're going to drop it. I just want to show that chat because, Jerry, at the end of the day, I think you still holding a grudge. Jerry, at the end of the day, I think you still holding a grudge, Jerry. Jerry, you still upset? You still upset, Jerry? I'm asking for a friend. Because, Chad, I think I got to the bottom of why he always dropping the ball. He like, look, I'm open. Jerry, when you open, we throw you the rock. And that's the one thing I can say about Shedeur. At the end of the day, even though you did all that, Jerry, even though you did all that, we still place the ball in the only place where you can catch it. We still give you the rock in the only place where Jerry Judah can get it. And this is what you do. Interesting. Jerry Judas. Dropped the ball on purpose, they say. Yeah, I think he dropped it on purpose, chat. Because I ain't going to lie. That right there, how do you drop that, bro? Like how? How? It hit you in the worst place possible. Right in the god dang hands. Crazy, man. My bad, chat. I didn't want to spam this clip. I didn't want to spam it. I don't want to, I'm just saying. Now, Deshaun, we need you to answer one more question for us, though, before we go ahead and get up out of here. All right. We cool off Jerry, chat. We gonna let Jerry live. But I think Jerry just still feeling some type of way from that conversation him and Shedeur had on the sideline. I just want to point it out. I don't mean to bring up old stuff, chat, but I had to bring up old stuff. But Deshaun, we got another question for you. Oh, my goodness. My bad, chat. 2 hours later.
Name you the starter. Sean, if Todd next week does name you the starter, how would you put in words what an accomplishment that is for you after what you've been through the last 2 years?
So if he names you the starter, Deshaun, how would you feel about that?
For words, just really proud of myself. That's all I can say, really. I'm just proud of myself,
What do you make of Todd's been working you guys a lot in 6 practices in a row? At one point, he seems to be more willing to play starter.
Anyway, we moving on, though, chat. We moving on. But the highlight of today, chat, and the question I want to ask you is if we go back to the numbers, if we go back and look at practice day, training camp, day 14, if we examine it all, I just want to know, chat, they keep on saying that we inconsistent. They keep on saying that we can't get the cadence down. They keep on saying all these things. But when I look at the AI tracker, when I look at some of the clips from practice, when I put it all together in my brain, and I really sit back and I examine it all, and I really look at it for what it is. Chat, I'm not understanding the propaganda that's being spread. I'm not understanding the propaganda that's being spread. We know Shedeur Sanders should have never been a 5th-round pick. We know Shedeur Sanders at the end of the day, maybe he didn't play that well last season. So that's why he competing this year with Deshaun Watson. But at the end of the day, I see one guy who's consistently been consistent. Even though it's just practice, chat, and you can always play good in practice, but we seen this man play in games last year. And everybody's continuing to say how much better he's getting. Chat, the real test and the real conversation going to happen once this scrimmage tomorrow takes place. Once this scrimmage tomorrow takes place, chat, I believe we're going to have our answer. But Deshaun, what you throwing damn near 2 or 3 interceptions today, that's not a good look, man. That's not a good look. Like I told the chat earlier, I hope it was just you getting it out of your system. I really do. But once again, chat, it's just hard for me to believe. It's just hard for me to believe that with us conquering Monday this week, with Deshaun having an okay day yesterday, but us still being decent, going 10 for 13. Even with today, Shedeur doing what he had to do with the ones. I showed the clips earlier. Ain't no need to show more. Tomorrow's the day, though, chat. Tomorrow's the day, chat. Tomorrow's the day. Well, we see who really him. Tomorrow versus the Bills. That's when we won't get our answer. Tomorrow versus the Bills, that's when we're going to get our answer. Just say it. But I want you to show y'all something that a Hall of Famer, who I talked about yesterday, something that a Hall of Famer tweeted today. I hate that too often at the highest level, it's not the best player plays. I hate that too often at the highest level, it's not the best player who plays. I have competed my whole life and always thought that this is what sports was about. All I ever wanted. Then to get to the highest level of the sport and watch other factors dictate who plays way too often just seems wrong. Interesting. Kurt, why you tweet this out? Kurt, you know they might have to talk to you behind the scenes, right? You know they might have to talk to you behind the scenes. Kurt, you should have never tweeted this. There's going to be a lot of questions behind this, Kurt. But Kurt, do you know something that we don't? Did you potentially say this for a reason? I'm asking. Look at Kurt Warner, chat. Look at Kurt Warner, chat. He even responded in the comments. This is obviously BS. The NFL clearly plays who performs best. He said, seriously? You believe that? He said, seriously, you believe that? This is coming from a Hall of Famer, chat. This is coming from a Hall of Famer, chat. And hey, out of my mind, hey, we don't, you see how I haven't said nothing about the G. Bush slander? Because we'll entertain all that. I know what side G. Bush play for. So we'll entertain all that. We'll entertain all that. Out of my mind, we just let people talk, bro. We know what side G. Bush playing for. G. Bush a real one. We don't pay attention to all the nonsense. Sometimes we got to. But in this case, let them talk. That's sort of G. Bush, though. Side note, sidebar. But if we get back to the topic at hand, he said, this is obviously BS. The NFL plays who performs best. This is coming from a Hall of Famer who said, seriously, you believe that? Maybe initially you give the benefit of the doubt to a higher pick or a veteran, but you think eventually the better player ends up playing, ? Not always. There's a lot of factors. Just something that has bothered me every time. Kurt, you're saying something without saying something. You're saying something without saying something. You're stating the obvious. You're stating the obvious, Kurt. But you're saying something without saying something. I'm just being honest, chat. Because if Kurt Warner can see this, then a blind man can too. Because if we go back to the original tweet, this is what was said. This is what was said. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Kurt responded in the comments, though, chat. Because even his next comment, you're probably right. But it is kind of odd coming from a guy who was undrafted, came into the league from bagging groceries from what people say, and then made it to be a Hall of Famer. You're the best player despite all that you played, which is remarkable. Then Kurt says, I was also benched 3 times in my career. And I don't believe for anyone that was better than me in that moment. So coming from a Hall of Famer, chat, this tweet and what he said says a lot. Says a lot. Says a lot. So maybe, chat, maybe I got to stop listening to what Tom Monken say about Shedeur. Maybe you got to stop listening to Tom Monken comparing Shedeur to Ben Roethlisberger, Lamar Jackson, calling him an elite playmaker. Maybe. Maybe. I got to stop listening to it. Maybe I got to stop listening to Todd, chat.
Time clock of when to get rid of the ball for each player is different. Guys that want to extend plays and want to make plays and believe in their ability to make plays are going to hold it longer. Be it Lamar, be it Ben Roethlisberger, be it Shedeur, because they are elite playmakers. You've seen it. Now, where that sweet spot is, I don't know. And the only way to get better at it is to have the consequences of it. You don't feel it out here nearly as much as a game, right? You get out there, it's like, right, shoot, we got to get rid of the ball. We just took a sack. It took us out of a drive, right? So that's with the being able to play and be able to have those consequences of turnovers, holding the ball too long, right? You got to have that offset. With Lamar, the benefit outweighs the rep. The amount of times he ends up taking a sack because he makes so many plays. Ben Roethlisberger the same way. I believe Shedeur has that in him.
Todd. And if you believe he has it in him, Todd, don't have me believing you believe that, Todd. Don't have me believing you believe it, Todd. Don't have me believing that you believe that, Todd. Because then I'm not understanding why we even entertaining playing Deshaun. Because even Kurt Warner had the nerve to tweet this today. And he tweeted it for a reason. And he tweeted it for a reason. You even got haters, Todd. Todd, you even got some haters coming out and saying this.
All these kids, their team gets behind them. They try to develop them. They give them the most amount of reps. They're not handing anyone a job. I'm not asking for that. But to say that he's been treated fairly here is I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. And if you want to say I'm making excuses, that's your opinion, and you're wrong. And quite frankly, you're wrong. And it's okay to be wrong. It ain't being developed here. I don't know who in the building doesn't believe in him, but someone doesn't. And I still don't know why we drafted him. If this is the way you were going to treat this kid. All these kids their team gets behind them. All these kids, their team gets behind them. They try to develop them. They give them the most amount of reps. All these kids, their team gets behind them. They try to develop them. They give them the most amount of reps. They're not handing anyone a job. I'm not asking for that. But to say that he's been treated fairly here is I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. And if you want to say I'm making excuses, that's your opinion, and you're wrong. And quite frankly, you're wrong. And it's okay to be wrong. It ain't being developed here. I don't know who in the building doesn't believe in him, but someone doesn't. And I still don't know why we drafted him.
Oh my goodness. I'm muted. Jesus Christ. My bad, chat. I'm over here cooking. I'm over here cooking, chat. I'm over here cooking and I'm talking to myself. Oh my goodness. I'm over here cooking and I've been talking to myself this whole time, chat. Oh my good. Get him off the sticks. He needs some milk. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. My bad, chat. That's on me. That's on me, chat. But if we being honest, he made a lot of great points, didn't he? Because if we were truly trying to develop him, how come we can't give him the same runway that Lamar Jackson had, that Ben Roethlisberger had, that a Jackson Dart, a Tyler Shuck, a Cam Ward? How come we can't give him that same runway? How come? How they treating them for the past 2 years, it's evident. All the kids that he mentioned, like a Cam Ward, like a Lamar Jackson, all the kids that he mentioned. Let's just listen back to it one more time, chat. One more time. Because he hasn't been treated fairly. He hasn't had a full runway. Oh my goodness. Chat, what's going on? I can't get my clips up. I'm over here just chat. Hold on, chat. Let me get myself together. Let me get things together. First of all, I'm talking while I'm muted. Second of all, I can't get the production. You're fat. Somebody getting fired today, chat. Somebody getting fired today. Let's start it over one last time. Thank y'all for telling me that my mic was muted. I appreciate it. Because clearly production want to get fired today. Let's go back.
All these kids, their team gets behind them. They try to develop them. They give them the most amount of reps. They're not handing anyone a job. I'm not asking for that. But to say that he's been treated fairly here is I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. And if you want to say I'm making excuses, that's your opinion, and you're wrong. And quite frankly, you're wrong. And it's
because he's making a great point. Everybody that Shedeur better than, like a Jackson Dart, like a Cam Ward, like a Tyler Shuck, he better than all three of them guys. His draft grade was better than all three of them guys. His draft grade, his college performance, his resume was better than all three of them guys. But all three of them guys, they getting a full runway. They allowing them to get full reps. They're allowing the team to build around them. They're giving them the full runway. And Todd Monken saying, we believe in Shedeur. He has elite playmaking like Lamar Jackson, like a Ben Roethlisberger. He can do all those things. Todd, why are you talking out of two sides of your mouth? Because some people believe that the job is done. It's over with.
I don't think you're calling it too soon. I will say it just kind of has felt like it was going to be Deshaun Watson's week one job since Todd Monken said he was going to start that first preseason game against the Bears. Like, I thought that was significant, especially knowing this second preseason game that he's been saying Shedeur was going to start is coming after a joint practice. And everyone knows that those preseason games after joint practices are essentially moot points. We know that all of the veterans won't be playing in that game too. So I think when Deshaun Watson was named that starter, when he went out there and did like the game managing type of stuff,
the game managing type of stuff that any competent quarterback in the NFL can do. Even Dillon Gabriel was a goddamn good game manager last year. We saw it. What are we talking about? We want a game manager? Somebody who can just dunk and, keep us afloat. That's what we want? Even though he did it against the 3s and 4s? Well, really the 2s and 3s? Because the Bears ain't playing on they starters. Come on, man.
it really just, to me, sort of solidified the week one job for him. Now, I'm saying the week one job because I still firmly believe we're going to see both these guys start games at some point this season, especially when you consider Deshaun Watson.
So if we're going to see both of them start games this season, Chad, it continues to beg my question. Why do we even need to see the other guy start? When Shedeur has a higher ceiling. When Shedeur can potentially be better. Why? Come on, man. What are we talking about? I just want my guy to get a fair shot. Because Watson, if we look at the numbers, He can't perform with less talent. If we look at the numbers, it seemed like when Shedeur with the twos, he don't be throwing interceptions. He don't be making so many mistakes. He just steady being consistent, no matter who's out there with him. Shedeur seems like he makes everybody better. But Deshaun, with these numbers, it seemed like you just need the best of all worlds, right? You can't make the twos better. You can't make the people around you better. I'm asking for a friend. We know who didn't had the most interceptions during camp, and we know who played the cleanest during camp. They keep on saying we're most likely going to see both quarterbacks play. Both quarterbacks are going to play. So what are you mad for? What are you upset for? Both quarterbacks are going to play. I'm upset because we ain't getting the same runway that everybody else is getting. I'm upset because we got people talking about this. This is what we got people saying in real time.
And here's the thing on Shedeur Sanders that is so hard for people to get. He is a 5th-round, second-year quarterback. People think he's owed something.
Whoa, my good sir. Whoa, my good sir. Whoa, my good sir. Well, my good sir. Well, my good sir. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Give me 2 seconds. Because they saying it seemed like he owes some, chat. They keep on bringing up that he was a 5th-round pick, chat. I'm tired of it, chat. I'm tired of it. Because we look at Shedeur Sanders. Let me get my face out the way. Prospect grade. What'd that say, chat? What'd that say, chat? What'd that say? Chat. Chat. What that say? You read it. You read it. Because we're looking at the prospects. If we compare 6.30, right? Look at Jackson Darts. 6.17. Good backup with potential to develop into a starter. Good backup with potential to develop into a starter. Good backup with potential to develop into a starter. Interesting. Interesting. Now let's look at Tyler Shuck. Interesting. Good backup with potential to be the starter. Good backup, but can potentially be a starter. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. And then if we look at Cam Ward's, will eventually be a plus starter. We know they ranked him a little higher than Shedeur. That's why he was taken first overall. But that's okay. I can't really complain too much about this one. I can't really complain too much about this one, Chad. But if we looking at it, y'all had him rated 9.9 below Cam Ward. What are we talking about? This is the NFL draft grade that you had on Shedeur Sanders. So all this here, 5th-round pick, stop it. My bad, chat. I don't mean to yell, I don't mean to scream, but chat, can we talk about it? Can we have a conversation? Can we have a discussion? Is this okay? Because now, what did you say again, my good sir? What did you say?
And here's the thing on Shedeur Sanders that is so hard for people to get. He is a 5th round, second-year quarterback.
Well, he was rated to eventually be a plus starter. His drive grade was a 6.3. So was he really a 5th round quarterback? I'm asking for a friend. Was he really? Chat, was he really? Because I just showed you 2 players. Good backup with potential to develop into a starter. Guess what? He ain't sharing reps. Guess what? He ain't sharing reps. Guess what? He ain't sharing reps. He ain't sharing reps. Who had the highest grade out of all of them? And yeah, we can look at Cam Ward's. Right. We can look at Cam's. All right. 0.3 higher. Okay. Will eventually be a plus starter. Shedeur Sanders will eventually be a plus starter. Do they hate on black excellence that much? Do they hate on black excellence that much? Since he doesn't drink alcohol, he doesn't smoke weed, his father was actually in his life who raised him well, set him up for success, did the best job that a black man can do in this society. Prospect grade, chat, you see it. But they don't like to talk about this. How come they don't like to talk about it, chat? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. I just wanted to let this sit and resonate, people. I just want this to sit and resonate, people. This is on the NFL's website. This is not fabricated. It is not made up. So was he a 5th round pick or was he not? Was he a 5th round pick or was he not? Because these quarterbacks, good backup with potential to be developed into a starter. Oh, interesting. Good backup with potential to be a starter. Interesting. What are we talking about, chat? What are we talking about, chat? What are we talking about, chat? What are we talking about? I just want, chat, I'm literally just about to leave this up here. This is going to be my next thumbnail. Tomorrow when you come in, this is going to be my next thumbnail. This is what should be spread around the internet. But my good friend, I'm going to let you finish this. What you got to say about this 5th round draft pick? What you got to say?
He is a 5th round, second-year quarterback. People think he's owed something.
Well, my good sir, I ain't saying he owes something, but I'm just saying with the draft, he did win 3 games last year on a horrible team. I'm going to let you finish, though.
I'm going to be brutally honest and a little mean right now.
I'm going to be brutally
Shedeur
honest.
Sanders is owed nothing. Nothing.
So he owed nothing because they colluded? He owed nothing because they colluded? And even though he was rated just as good as this guy who was drafted 1st overall, He was 0.9, rated less than him. Right? You see it, chat. But this guy, who was a good backup, potential to be a starter, went first round, 25th pick. This guy went second round, a good backup. What are we talking about, chat? What are we talking about? Huh? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. What are we talking about? What's the conversation that needs to be had? Come on, man. I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead, be a little mean.
Do I want him to be the franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? I would love that. It'd be awesome.
Then what
at this point, he has not done enough to warrant anything. His draft status has not done that either. He's not owed anything in this competition. And if you want to say that it was rigged up from the start to lean towards Deshaun Watson, maybe it was. And here's the thing on Shedeur Sanders.
So maybe it was
hard for.
So if it was rigged, then what more do you need to say? If it was rigged, then what do we continue to talk about? If it was rigged, then that's the conversation. But you don't even believe that. You don't even believe half of what you're saying. I'm gonna let you finish though.
For people to get. He is a 5th round, second-year quarterback. People think he's owed something. I'm going to be brutally honest and a little mean right now. Shedeur Sanders is owed nothing. Nothing. Do I want him to be the franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? I would love that. It'd be awesome. At this point, he has not done enough to warrant anything. His draft status has not done that either. He's not owed anything in this competition. And if you want to say that.
Well, my good sir, this 5th round pick was labeled will be an eventual starter. This 5th round pick had better draft grades than a few people who get in the full runway. The full runway. Just saying. Just saying. So what are we really talking about? What is the discussion? Chad, you can't make this up, baby. You can't make this up. You can't. You cannot. Come on, man. Come on, man. Cut it out. Cut it out. I'm not trying to hear nothing, chat. I'm not trying to hear not a thing, chat. Not a thing. I'm not. I'm not. Because you know who else I should bring into this conversation? And I wasn't going to do it, chat. But somebody, it was another quarterback. Chat, hey, chat. Hey, chat. You remember this quarterback? He's still on the team. He's still on the team. Good backup. Good backup with potential to be a starter. Even that draft grade, a little too high. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are we talking about, chat? What are we talking about? Because if we remember that draft, even this guy was taken ahead of Shedeur. Even this guy was taken ahead of Shedeur. Where he at? Where he at? Where he been? Huh? Where he at? Where he been? Interesting. Good backup with a potential to develop in a starter. Will eventually be a starter. Interesting. Very interesting, chat. We will move off this topic, chat. But all that 5th round talk, I'm not trying to hear none of it. Somebody said it. He came up under his dad, self-made, and they can't take credit for nothing he accomplished. Exactly. 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 Appreciate you, 100 Moolah 9. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Let's move on, though, chat. Let's move on. But I'm just going to save this for people. I'm just going to save this for people. Because I think some people tend to forget. I think some people tend to forget, chat. 5th round pick. 5th round pick. 5th round pick. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Regardless, chat. Tomorrow's the day. So as we conclude, chat, because we're going to end on that note, because that's a drop mic moment. That's a drop mic moment. Because ain't nothing else needs to be talked about. 5th round pick. Yeah, all right. Regardless, chat, we're going to end on that. All right. But I do want to talk about this real quick. Tomorrow, Deshaun, you're going to be playing with the ones. So hopefully, potentially, when you surrounded by better talent, you won't throw multiple interceptions. Because clearly that's what you need. Clearly that's what you need. Our guy, don't matter who he with, don't throw interceptions because he's never thrown interceptions. If you know anything about Shedeur Sanders, he's never really thrown interceptions because he's always been a very accurate quarterback. Always been a very accurate quarterback. They don't want to admit the collusion. They don't want to admit what they really did to him. Now they just continue to keep their goddamn thumb on the scale. Y'all want to keep on keeping your thumb on the scale? Well, the proof is in the pudding. Even them 7 touchdowns, we still finna catch you. You had 7 touchdowns in one day, Deshaun, on the AI tracker, and we still got better numbers than you. How? We should have about 20 touchdowns, but you know we got a couple drop passes. It'd be like that. Deshaun, you should have a few more interceptions, and Shedeur should have a few more interceptions. Yes, that's a fact. But all the nonsense, all the hoopla, all the extraness that everybody talking about, cut it out. It's not an apples to apples comparison. Shedeur Sanders, yes, he looked bad in that first preseason game, but everybody and their mama now jumping on the bandwagon and saying Shedeur is horrible. Okay. Okay. Well, what the numbers tell you? What the numbers tell you, chat? What do they tell you? I'm just asking for a friend. Because we still completing around 70%. We still completing around 70%. Just saying. We still got just as many completions as Deshaun Watson, even though he's had more attempts. All. We still have thrown less interceptions, even though come on, man. Come on, man. Nothing else needs to be said, chat. It's time for Cleveland. If they know what's good for them, move on to the goddamn future. Stop looking back. Stop sitting around being worried about this, being worried about that. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Chat, regardless, it's still wrist up, baby. It's still wrist up. It's still wrist up. It's still wrist up. But when is Cleveland going to focus on the future? When is Cleveland going to focus on the future? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. That's all. When? But chat, next time they try to say he a 5th round pick, pull up this for him. Next time anybody try to say and try to tell you, chat, he's a 5th round pick, please just go type in Shedeur Sanders draft grade. Type it in, show him, and then just tell him bye-bye. Tell him bye-bye. Because anybody who's still bringing up that he's a 5th round pick, we know what's out there, y'all. And tell him just stay over there. Tell him just stay over there. But the question is, when is Cleveland going to start to focus on their future? When are they going to turn the page and say, we're going to finally be a winning franchise? We finally have a winner. We finally have a winner. Shedeur took every single first-team rep today at camp. Every single first-team rep today at camp. And he balled. And he did exactly what he had to do. Tomorrow, Shedeur, we need that same thing versus real competition. You kicked their ass last year. I need you to kick their ass one more time. And let it be undeniable who the best quarterback on that goddamn Cleveland Browns roster is. Let it be undeniable. Let it be undeniable. You understand me? That's all. So, chat, we're going to end on that. But the next time anybody bring up that he a 5th round draft pick, please, chat. All you got to do, tell them, look at the NFL. NFLprospects.com. Chat. That's the NFL logo, ain't it? NFL website. Come on, man. We just need Shedeur to come out and just cook and do what he got to do. That's it. That's it. But Cleveland, for the last time, it's time to stop flipping the pages and just close the goddamn book. and move on. Because what matters is what's happening on the field. What matters is what's happening on the field. That's all. That's all. Somebody remind me. Yesterday, did Deshaun Watson throw any interceptions with the first team yesterday? I think so. If I remember correctly. But then again, all that's irrelevant. Shedeur, just come out and cook tomorrow. Just come out and cook. So we can put all this to bed. Because they can't deny what they see with their own two eyes. They can't. It really comes down to what's happening on the football field. Turn the goddamn page, Cleveland. Turn the page. Stop looking back and please start looking forward. That's all I ask. That's it. That's all. But chat, just remember, it's not over. We holding the wrist up, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we're going to sit back, we're going to be patient, and we're going to watch that boy too cook. So chat, I appreciate y'all for continuing to come back and tune in. I appreciate y'all for always coming in and showing your boy some love. Right now, chat, we crawling. But we're going to start walking here soon. But even in this picture, chat, let me bring this picture up one more time. This is a goddamn future of the Cleveland Browns in one picture. This is a future. But the real question is, are they going to allow it to happen? Are they going to allow it to happen? Or do they just want to continue to lose? That's the future right there. That's the new Cleveland movement right there. Them two, given the opportunity, gonna make plays for the Cleveland Browns for years to come. For years to come. For years to come. Come on, man. So, chat, with that being said, hey, we're going to end on that. But tomorrow, make sure you tune back in. Because we got our binoculars on, and we looking at everything. The new Cleveland movement is here, and it's alive and well, folks. Shedeur, you've been cooking all week so far this week. You didn't had all the reps with the ones. Monday you had them. Today you had them. And tomorrow it's time to put on a show. I need to see you not throwing an interception. I need to see that stat sheet looking crisp. And looking like you went out there and proved that you the best quarterback on the goddamn field. Even better than that other boy across the way in Josh Allen. Prove that you the goddamn best quarterback on the field tomorrow, Shedeur. And hush all the naysayers, hush all the doubters up. But best believe, Shedeur, we remember being drafted 144th overall. We're going to keep that chip forever. Because the lies that they said, the lies that they spilled, the grade that you have, we're going to let them live. But the new Cleveland movement is here, and it's alive and well. So, chat, do me a favor. Hit that follow button. Hit that like button. I truly, 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 with all my heart, appreciate y'all. Chat is only up from here. I love you. I'm thankful for you. Thank you for continuing to come back. Thank you for continuing to show me love. I promise you it's only up from here. I'm going to continue to get better. I'm going to continue to give y'all better production. I'm going to continue to give y'all the real. And when you feel like I'm not giving you the real, just let me know in the chat. When you feel like I'm not giving you the authentic and real analysis, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Let me know when I'm tripping. But I promise you, I don't be tripping too often. I'm going to always call a spade a spade. And you should too. But chat, we're going to let them say what they want. We're going to let them say whatever and talk about whatever they want. But understand, we're part of this new Cleveland movement. And I'm the head honcho. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm coming. I'm coming. Right now, I'm crawling. But like I told you, we're going to start walking eventually. Got to crawl before you can walk, baby. And I'm crawling real fast. So, chat, I appreciate you. I love you. I thank you. And with that being said, make sure you send this to your mama, your daddy, your best friend, friend of another friend, Lil Johnny, Lil Timmy, and don't forget about Lil Susie, too. Lil Susie need these gems, chat. Don't keep all these gems. Please don't keep all these gems to yourself. Send them to everybody. Everybody. All right? I appreciate you in advance for always coming back. I appreciate you in advance for always tuning in. And with that being said, chat, please make sure you tune in tomorrow. Please make sure you tune in tomorrow because we're going to go through every clip. We're going to go through every clip. We're going to watch every little thing that people got to say about what happens. And I want y'all to say it with your chest, wrist up. Wrist up, baby. Wrist up. Lady PC 67. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate all y'all. But make sure you come back. Make sure you tune in. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. Actually, 5 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. Central. We'll be right back here. All right? I appreciate you. I love you. I'm thankful for you. And I'll see you tomorrow, my beautiful people. Guess what? We out. Deuces.
Hey, we live now, really.